أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan, the stone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings and mercy of Allah to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today the topic is what Al-Quran says about Al-Islam, translated as to attain peace. Generally in the world, this word Al-Islam is not translated in the whole world. This Arabic word has been in the English language also. You will find in the dictionary as well, this Al-Islam, an English word. Though it's not an English word, but it has been used so much that it has come in the English dictionary. You look at the English dictionary, in Islam, you will have Muslim religion or Muhammad religion, whatever. But we must know the meaning of Islam. As I said to you, As-Salam, peace. Al-Islam, to attain peace. That's the meaning of the word. We must know the meanings to understand the Quranic ayahs in translation. And before I discuss these ayahs, I would like to give you further meanings of certain words which are not normally translated. They are used in the language of the Arabic word. Just use the word, like Islam, the word, no meanings to it. The second word which is not being translated is deen. The word deen, which means the judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin, the owner of the day of the judgment. The deen is the judgment. So deen, if you know the meaning of the deen, you must know, when I will discuss these ayahs, you will see that these ayahs, these words are not translated. They're just used in English or in Urdu also. They don't translate these words, Islam or the deen. The Islam means to attain peace and the deen is the judgment. And then the word Muslim is also not translated. Though the whole world are familiar by these words, Muslim is also being familiar. But what it means is submit. Muslim is a person who submits, submitter. Aslim, I submit, Muslim, submitter. So why I am giving you this meaning of these words? Because mostly they are not translated and people do not know what the meaning of these words, and they are giving pictures about Islam, about Muslims, and about what deen is. So in the whole world, every human being likes to live in peace. All the people in the whole world, they like to live in peace. But they have to make certain decisions in life, or they have to take certain judgments. They have to judge in a particular situation. They come into a particular situation, they have to judge and have to take a decision in life so that they get the result is peace. So in the world there are many problems a mankind is facing, and then he have to take decision and judgments. Normally he has to take certain decisions so that he can attain peace. So he has his own rules and regulations or his own conjectures, and he thinks that this decision that he is taking, he will attain peace. He will have peace. Or he will take advice from somebody which he has no knowledge, so that from other people he can get the peace. You take a decision, you tell me what should I do in a particular situation, you tell me, and the man tells you, you take this decision, you take this judgment, and you have to judge. So you judge and then you take a decision and you think that you are in peace. So, but if you don't take right decision and the right judgments, the unhappiness, and you are not in peace. So these words, and when you take a decision, you submit to a judgment. You submit to a judgment, this judgment is right, I must submit to it, then you are submitting. That is a Muslim. So you are submitting. So when you submit to a judgment you take, you enter into Islam, the peace. So they are interrelated. I submit to a judgment that I make in life. I take a decision on a particular situation. That means I am submitting to a judgment where to attain peace. So Muslim submit, Deen, judgment, and Islam to attain peace. This is how these three words are related. But we must know what are the criteria laid down by Allah in the Quranic ayats. So I will read the few ayats where the word Islam, Arabic word al-Islam, has occurred in the text of the Quranic ayats. We'll read those ayats and analyze these ayats, how they go about. Then, before I discuss the ayat, further I would like to tell you, in the Quran, there are muhkum, or the orders of Allah. Or you can say there are certain do's and don'ts. That there are certain ayahs that tell us, you human being, mankind, you must do or act upon on certain things. And there are certain things that you are commanded not to do, or forbidden. For example, you have to establish the salah, prayer. That is the command in the Quranic ayahs, that you have to establish the salah, prayer. So now you have to judge, deen, you have to judge. If I establish the salah, prayer, the benefit what you get, I'm not discussing in detail the salah, but the benefit from the salah you will get is peace. If you establish the salah, prayer, what Allah says in the Quran, if you establish the prayer, the salah, as mentioned the ayahs of Allah, you will attain peace. You submit to the ayat, the governing ayahs, the muhkamat ayat, you attain peace. That is Islam. Then Allah says in the ayahs that you have to fast. So if I fast as per ayat, then I am attaining peace, Islam. I am getting peace. You have to give zakah, the justification, or sadaqah, the charity. So if you do that, then you are attaining peace. Then you have to perform hajj. So these are the do's. If you act upon the judgment or the criteria or the governing ayats of Allah, the muhkam ayats, the more you implement on those ayahs, you attain peace. You submit to that ayah means you are aslim to that ayahs, the governing ayahs, you are Muslim to that ayah. Finally what you are getting, you are attaining peace, Islam. So I am telling you, before we go, then you have to do jihad. You have to struggle for following these verses. You have to really struggle in the ayahs for the ayahs of Allah to implement those ayahs. You strive and struggle. That is jihad. You submit to these things. You are Muslim to that, and you get Islam to attain peace. Then there are certain don'ts. These are the do's. I'm giving you a few, 4 or 5. Not to eat the wealth with falsehood, by forgery. You don't have to eat the wealth by forgery. So this is, again, these are the don'ts. So if you will not eat the wealth with falsehood, you will attain peace, Islam. You will have Islam that attain peace. Backbiting. Do not do backbiting. What you will attain? Islam, peace. Suspicion. If you will not suspect or investigate people, what's going on in the other people's mind, or what's going on in somebody's eyes, suspect, investigating, suspicions, backbiting, if you will not practice these, what will happen to you? You will attain peace, Islam. Then if you do not, Allah said, do not rob. You should not thief. Do not rob. So if you will not rob, you will attain peace. Do not kill the children from poverty. So if you will not kill the children from poverty, you will attain peace. You will not kill yourself. Attain peace. Adultery and fornication. Do not do adultery and fornication. Gambling. These are the don'ts. If you will not do these don'ts, and there was, previously I was reading, there were certain do's. So the do's and the don'ts put together, few I've read, There are many ayahs, the whole Quran is full of it, many ayahs are there. I'm just giving you the example how a human being submits to the governing ayats, or he's a Muslim to the governing ayahs, the muhkamat ayahs. He gets Islam, attain peace. He lives a peaceful life. He's following the ayahs, the commandments of Allah, is attaining peace. That is how the peace and tranquility is within you. And this is how it has to be shared with the people in mankind. So now, these are the things you must know before we will discuss now ayahs directly, and you must have this in picture in your mind, what I just now read. So first of all, we go to page number 1. And ayah is Surah Al-Imran 3 and ayah 19. إن الدين عند الله الإسلام وما اختلف الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ومن يكفر بآيات الله فإن الله سريع الحساب. Surely ad-deen, the judgment in the nearness of Allah, is al-Islam, to attain peace. And those who are given al-Kitab, the book, did not differ except to wrong each other after the knowledge came to them. And whosoever rejects with ayahs signs of Allah, then surely Allah is quick in taking the account. You see, in the ayah, I've told you before, the judgment, the deen. Inna deena inda Allahil Islam. Most certainly, surely, the judgment in the nearness of Allah is al-Islam, to attain peace. Meaning the judgment that is laid down by Allah in all the ayahs is to attain peace. So any individual has to decide. When you listen to an ayah, he has to decide. The judgment, you have to make a decision. You have to take a judgment. Allah is giving you, making you a judge. Judgment. You are a judge. You judge. You listen to the ayahs. It makes sense to you. You implement it, and you attain. You attain peace. You get Islam. So here in the ayahs, in ad-deena inda Allahil Islam. Most certainly, surely, in the nearness of Allah, the judgment is al-Islam, to attain peace. وَمَا اخْتَلَفَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ. And those who are given Al-Kitab, the book, did not differ except to wrong to each other after the knowledge came to them. Now, the second portion of an ayah, it says that people in a normal thing, like for example, I've got knowledge, not of Quran, generally I'm talking generally. A person who is a literate man or who has got knowledge in any subject, the person who does not have a knowledge, can they argue with each other? Can they argue? A person who's got a knowledge and a person who does not have a knowledge, can they argue? The one who has got knowledge, the person who does not have a knowledge cannot argue or debate with the person who has knowledge. So Allah is telling us there are people to whom this book was given, to whom the book is given. And when the understanding of the book came to them, they did not differ in the book. They differ among the people by saying that you are wrong. Just to say to the other people that you are wrong. Look, إِلَّا مِن بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُم. Those who are given Al-Kitab, the book, did not differ except to wrong each other after the knowledge came to them. Just to say that the person who doesn't, that you are wrong, I know better, you are wrong. So because the knowledge has come to you, instead of taking guidance, the basic purpose and aim of reading an ayah is to take guidance Instead of taking guidance, you are pointing a finger to the one who doesn't know, or trying to implement knowledge or showing knowledge to the person by saying, you are wrong, I know, you are wrong, I know. This is going on. So there are certain people that, because every person wants to gain knowledge. This is the nature of a human being, to have knowledge. So people who wants to have knowledge, they read the Quran, not for guidance. If they take guidance, they will start implementing and they will obtain peace. If you will not take guidance, you just take the knowledge and you'll point fingers to the other people who do not know, and then you are wrong. To wrong each other after the knowledge came to them. So this is the behavior of most of the people, not with the Quran. Generally, the people who knows tries to say to the one who has a little knowledge that you are wrong. This is going on. Now, in the following reference in Surah Yunus 10 and Ayah 25. Wallahu yad'u ila daris salam wa yahdi man yasha'u ila siratin mustaqim. And Allah invites to the circle of salam, the peace, and He guides to whom He wills to the straight path. In the Arabic is Wallahu yad'u ila daris salam, and Allah invites to a circle of salam, to peace. Allah is inviting people to a circle or a circle of peace. Now, before this is synonym, Hebrew language and Arabic languages are sister languages. There are similes in the languages between Arabic and Hebrew. Like, for example, like Hindi and like Urdu. They are not exactly same, but there are certain words that are understood similar. So I will say, you look, salam is Arabic word, it means peace. Salam. If I say shalom, you understand what it means? Shalom, salam. Hebrew means shalom. Shalom. Hebrew people, they say shalom. We say salam. So the same words. Hebrew, they pronounce this in their language, it is shalom. In Arabic it is salam. So if you look at the Arabic, is Dar es Salam. So if I read in Hebrew, it will be Ero Shalom. What? Ero Shalom. If you add J, it is Jero Shalom. Ero Shalom. Jero Shalom in Israel. So Allah says, Wallahu yad'u ila Dar es Salam. So Allah is saying, Allah invites to a circle of Islam. It is not saying to the invitation to the Jerusalem. But they are saying in the world that the Jerusalem is a name given in the Hebrew, the Hebrew Jews did it. They're saying this is Ero Shalom. This is the circle of peace. And you see the circle of peace, how the wars are going on. This name is given to a city by telling the mankind that this is Jerusalem, this is a city of peace or a circle of peace, which you can never ever attain peace there. Can never. Because this is, you are competing with Allah's deen judgment of Al-Islam to attain peace. So you made Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that is circle of peace, means in Arabic, Dar es Salam, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. So in Arabic is Allah invites you to a circle of Islam, where you can see this city with circle of Islam. Where? In the whole world. Do you know a city with which you can say this is a circle or a city of peace? Mecca. That is Dar es Salam. A circle of Islam. A circle of Islam where you can have peace. In Hebrew you can say Jerusalem. But you must know the meaning. Don't put my words in my mouth. I didn't say what you are saying. Because I said it, Jerusalem is Mecca. It's the circle of Islam. Or you can say Dar es Salam of Arabic word. But people, they twist the words. They say, I am saying that this is Jerusalem. No, I am telling you in Arabic, it means Dar es Salaam, the circle of peace, Islam. Because you see the peace in Mecca. Generally in the whole years of life, you may find some little problems in there, but as a whole, you'll see peace in Mecca. So you see the circle of Islam, and people who, because Umrah and for Hajj, and there are billions of people all from all parts of the world, all nationalities of the world, are visiting regularly all year round. So you can see circle of Islam, circle of peace. So that means Allah is inviting you, the Muslim community who submits to the ayahs, they are invited to the circle of Islam, the circle of peace, Dar es Salaam. Allah is inviting. And it says, وَيَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. And He guides to whom He wills to a straight path. In the Surah Fatiha, 5 verse, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Every Muslim submitter is reciting in the prayer, the salah, 5 times a day. And in every rak'ah, he is saying, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, meaning guide us to the straight path. 5 times a day, in every rak'ah, we say, guide us to the straight path. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, guide us to the straight path. And Allah is saying, Yahdi wa Yahdi man yasha'u ila siratin mustaqim. And He guides to whom He wills to the straight path. When Allah is inviting you to the circle of Islam, in the portion of Allah yad'u ila Dar es Salaam, when Allah says Allah invites you to the circle of Islam to attain peace, and further He says, and He guides whom He wills towards the straight path. So we must know, ladies and gentlemen, any decision, judgment that I make or we make, we are invited by Allah to a circle of Islam to attain peace, to have peace. So every judgment that I make in life, if it is based on the governing ayat and I make a judgment on that and I submit to the ayat, so what I will get? Peace. So that if I get the peace, Allah is guiding me, وَيَهْدِي إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ وَيَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. And He guides whom He wills towards the straight path. If you are having that peace by taking decisions on the ayats, then Allah is guiding you to the straight path, whom He wills. So if you are not getting that, you are not doing judgment, you are not making the judgments on the governing ayahs, so Allah is not guiding you. Let's say, وَيَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ, He guides whom He wills. So His will is that you have to follow the governing ayahs, the muhkamat ayats. So if you take decision on that, so that means Allah is guiding whom He wills to a straight path. So He's guiding us. So how I should know that Allah is guiding me? By if I am attaining peace. I am entering into the circle of Islam, invitation by Allah, when I am having peace in my life, within myself. Al-Ma'idah 5 and Ayah 16. Yahdi bihi Allahu man ittaba ridwanahu subul as-salam wa yukhrijuhum min adh-dhulumati ila an-nuri bi-idhnihi wa yahdihim ila siratin mustaqim. Allah guides with it who follows His good pleasure to the ways of salam, peace. And He takes them out from the darkness towards light with His permission. And He guides them towards the straight path. You know, this again, if you note, this ayah begins with guidance. Allah guides with it who follows His good pleasure to the ways of salam, the peace. To the ways of Islam, the peace. So there are in Arabic is subul as-salam. There are many ways for peace. Many ways. So there are not different ways you go to different. No, I told you before that any governing ayat, if Allah says establish the salah, if you are establishing the salah, is one way to attain peace. You are not drinking or gambling, that's the second way to attain peace. So all the do's and the don'ts, all the governing ayahs, that I have to govern my character, personality, by governing them, there are ways, subul salam, that the ways of al-Islam to have peace. So there are ways. So there are not different ways that people are misquoting this ayah by telling me, everybody is trying to, the basic aim is to get the good pleasures of Allah. So in their own mind, they've got their own conjectures, and pointing out by going by their own conjecture, they can have that peace. No, they cannot. You have to know all the governing and the governing ayahs of right and wrong, of the ayahs that are commanded to do and the ayahs that say not to do. If you implement that, they are the ways. They are the ways of Islam, of salam, peace. They are the ways. Not that you have their own conjecture. This is also my opinion, and this is like, I can have peace, and these are the guys saying that I can also have. We are all trying to do the same thing. The Christianity and the Judaism and the Hinduism, all these people are teaching good things. No, no, no. Every governing ayat in the Quranic ayahs I'm referring to is subul as-salam, is the ways of peace. You have to take decision in your life. In your life, we have to take decision. In practicing them, then you attain peace. And that attain peace, I've given you before also, that you must know that your invitation is by, you must know that Allah is guiding you or not. Here it starts with Allah guides with it. Who follows His good pleasure? Who follows His good pleasure? Who Allah is razi, rizwanahu.